Today, me and Elodie are going to take you through the split handstand balance drill using the wall. Now, ideally, you'll be able to comfortably kick to the wall. So you'll be able to kick up and you've started to understand balance. So you're starting to push through your fingers, reach up tall and be able to pull from the wall to that position and then go back again. Ideally, you will also have some conditioning in your chest to wall position. So be able to hold here for time in one segment. Not collapse like this, be able to hold in this position, and even better, be able to start to work the toe pull drill, which is probably the #1 balance drill. Once you get the consistency, that will massively change your handstand balance. But today, let's go through the split drill, which is a really good drill that everyone can do as long as you can kick up to the wall. So first of all, we just need to make sure that we're kicking up with control and creating a very, very strong base. So I'm gonna get Elodie to put her hands down. Where would you normally kick up to the wall, Elodie? Where would you normally put your hands? Now, Elodie is a gymnast, so the way she kicks up is a little bit different than how I kick up. I place my hands on the floor first and then kick on top. If we watch how Elodie kicks up to the wall, she's like a gymnast, but look how tall her body position is. So really tall and long, and that's what we want to be aiming for. And she's looking down to the focal point between her hands, and she's pushed up on top of the base. So whichever way we go into the handstand, we want to make sure that we have that really strong base down here. We're looking down to the floor and we're pushing away and reaching up towards the sky. Now, Elodie, if you come down now, so what we want to do is her hands are here, so about one hand space away from the wall. We want to create a little bit more space now and get the body to go into a split. Now the split variation is going to depend on your confidence, so how confident you are to come away from the wall, and also your flexibility, so how wide you can take your legs. So for me, I probably would go somewhere like this, so a good distance, maybe 3 or 4 hand spaces away from the wall, make sure I'm not going to kick anything, and then just go into my split position. So my goal is to get my hands, my shoulders and my hips to all be stacked on top of each other, and I'm still looking down towards the floor, and I'm trying to get this heel against the wall very, very light. So let's have a go, Elodie, see if you can do that. So further away from the wall in a split position. So now Elodie is a gymnast, and this is very common with yoga as well. You can see how she's got a really big flexion in her hip here, which causes the butt to stick backwards as well. So ideally, we would stack a little bit more like this, or have the hip a little bit more on top of the shoulders, but that might make her feel like she's very underbalanced now. So just see if you can go into a position where you make this heel very light on the wall. So you can see that's quite challenging. So you're going to have to play around with this position, and it is really determined by that hand, shoulder, hip position, unless you're really going to compensate with your legs. And if the issue is, if we do compensate with our legs, it's like adding another factor into the balance. We want to make it as simple as possible and try and get the base to balance. So have another go, see if you can get your heel to touch lightly. Okay, so now we want to be able to control the handstand as best we can with a very, very light heel on the wall. And when Elodie feels like she's got enough balance, she's going to try swapping legs. So see how this leg was a bit delayed? So that's normally what happens. So this leg is delayed. This one goes really fast because you're going to the wall and you know that's safe. This one is going to go slower because you don't want to come down. So see if you can swap back again. Yes, that's better. And see how now she's going a little bit slower with the control. That's it, one more. Yes, perfect. But still now we're losing this split position. So ideally what we should see, so come down now, Ellie. So ideally what we should see is that split position, heel on the wall, or if I'm further away, it's actually going to become toe on the wall. So I'm in that position. And then ideally hand, shoulders and hips stacked, legs change. See, there's hardly any movement, then I find the wall again, and then I do the same thing. And if you notice where the legs pass, ideally they should pass each other in your straight handstand, and then we go over again, light touch, light touch. Now, the speed is going to be determined by how much air time you have. So if your balance isn't so good, you're going to be moving faster, and that's fine. But it's harder to line things up and keep control when you are moving faster, but that's better than falling down. So prioritize the balance and just go the speed that you need to, and also play around with the distance away from the wall. Now we know Elodie's quite flexible, so let's see if she can go a little bit further away from the wall now, which is going to put her into a bigger split, which is definitely going to put her toe to the wall now, and then see if she can swap, sorry. See, now this leg doesn't want to go so fast. This leg wants to go to the wall fast. this one doesn't. So this is really common. So we need to get this leg to go further away. So more split with this leg. Okay, and then swap legs again. Yeah, same again. See how it's heavy. And this is realistically, this is what's going to probably happen when you first try it, is we're going to go very heavy to this wall all the time. So trying to get more air time, more balance here, and less control in the legs. So what we want is that more control happening here, less control happening in the legs. So we come down again, Elodie. So this time we're going to go for a pause. Now this is going to be determined again on your balance and your control, but the idea is that I'm in the split position. I'm going to bring the legs together, I'm going to hold, and then as soon as I start to feel like I'm losing balance, I'm going to split again, reposition myself, and then aim to get it again. As soon as I feel like I'm losing balance, I'm going to split again, try and find the wall. So the idea is we just ride this balance as long as we can. As soon as we feel like we're falling, quickly go back into your split position, catch yourself, realign the body. So making sure the hands, shoulders, and hips are stacked again. Get that heel or toe to be super light, and then go again. So you're resetting every time. So that's realistically what's going to happen in your handstand balance is you're going to hold a nice line, then you're going to start to fall, and then you're going to catch, rebalance, start to fall again, catch, rebalance, and it's going to be lots of sitting in the middle of your balance, losing control, coming back again. And then over time that will become more and more subtle, and you won't hardly see those rebalances the same as we are on our feet, unless we make a big correction if we slip on someone or someone pushes us. But you don't see people rebalancing so much on their feet, even though they are, but it's happening in such a small amount. Okay, Elodie, let's have a go now, see if you can do the hold in the middle. So she's going to kick up, split, light toe against the wall, bring legs together, hold for a few seconds, use the wall when she needs to. Reposition, light toe on the wall, balance away. Wow, that was a good handstand. But now she's probably too fatigued. See, now she's going into a big arch, especially where she drops into her low back. So she'll probably find out she's really tired. So I would probably come down now, Ellie. So just be careful of that as well. So as soon as you get tired, that was a really good hold. But as soon as you get really tired in your position, so if I start like this and then I end up like this, I really do need to come down, because any reps or sets I do now is just going to be teaching myself a bad habit or a bad position, or it's just not going to work and I'm going to get frustrated. So come down, a little rest, and then go back up again. Now, those of you that are a little bit more advanced, we can do exactly the same drill, but we can flip it around and we can do it chest to wall. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but now the front leg, or the back leg, depends which you call this, I'd call it the front leg, is now lightly touching the wall, hands, shoulders, hips the same, feel the balance, slowly swap legs. Now obviously there's a risk with this one that you could go overbalance towards your back, so you either need to be able to cartwheel out or recover that, or your balance is that good, or you have someone to spot you. But you can go through those same progressions, but chest to wall. Happy to have a go, Ellie?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want me to spot you?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to spot Elodie now, so she knows I'm here, and I'm going to make sure she knows I'm here. So I'm actually going to cup her heel so she knows I'm in position. That toe's going to be light. I'm getting ready with the other hand because she's going to swap legs. Oh, she's broke her toe against the wall. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay, light toe. See this? So now she's getting her weight in the wrong direction, and she's not centering her balance on top of her base of support, because I'm feeling too much weight in her leg. So she's relying on me too much instead of relying on the wall. And that's probably because she's more confident with the other one, with the back to wall one, in terms of putting weight in this direction. She obviously trusts me too much. Slower movement. See how she's moving faster now. Again, really common with the chest to wall. You're going to move very fast back towards the wall normally. So be careful you don't break a toe. Yes, that's better. Now she's working. So I've started to spot her less. Right, come down before you get too tired again. Now another option, if you have a box or something that's quite high, you could do exactly the same drill and come off the box instead of the wall, or you could go between the box and the wall. So I could place my hands between the two. So I'm in that position, I can reach as far as I can here, try and stack as best I can with the hands, shoulders and hips, and then I swap back to the box, or I try and go up to the wall, and now I could split off the wall, or I could go to the box as well. But remember, we're trying to get that hand, shoulder and hip all to be stacked. So obviously the height of the box is going to be very different for Elodie because she's not as tall as me, because I'm 7 foot tall. Whoa, she can just reach between the two. So, but the risk is now, so she can put a foot on here and a foot on here, is that we're going to overuse this and it's going to be a false balance. Remember, the priority is to balance with the hands, the shoulders, and not with the legs. So if we start balancing with the legs too much, we're not going to get the demand, the control, the conditioning, the understanding in the shoulders from rebalancing there. So I'd prefer people to have 1 foot on here, 1 foot on the wall, or to go really slowly and see if they can go between them. Can you go between them, Ellie, or are you too tired? So you got to swap legs back, it's like swap legs.
I think I can do it.
You think you can do it? Okay, with a spot. So I'm going to have a light spot, and then she's going to go over to the other one. Well, yeah, you see, you can see there's a big difference, and it's the same with everyone. Have a big difference between your left and right sides. Okay, tired, come down. So she just whispered she was tired to me. So that's perfect. That's what you need to do. You need to listen to your body. And again, if you're being spotted by someone else, communicate, talk. Often that happens in a handstand class where people don't know each other and they're a little bit shy. They don't talk to each other when they're in a handstand when they're being spotted. So you could have someone doing a handstand who starts to get really, really tired, and then the person spotting them doesn't realize and literally holds them up beyond the person's capacity, and then they start to get tired, and worst case they might hurt themselves. So just make sure that you talk and communicate, or if you're just training by yourself, don't be stubborn, come down and make sure you're resting. Now reach out if you're interested in coaching, www.paultwyman.com.au.
Stick any questions down below.
And we'll speak to you next time. Thanks guys.